what I want you to do is I just want to watch two things. I want you to watch how much more it goes that way, and also a wee bit when it starts to bow out. And you'll see kind of like where the sidewall starts to kind of like round out a bit. It's all just to show you just a wee bit of actually why you let your tyres down, to show you how it changes the size of the footprint from that side of it. So that's at 40 at the moment. One of those things we do every day, but we don't often look at it and go why, or what's the impact.
Watching a good video on YouTube the other night. I was debating whether to go wider rim. And I found the narrower rim is just a longer footprint.
Yeah.
The wider gets a more rounder footprint. I don't know whether I made a mistake down the corner. Wide rim for both.
So that's the 20. So that's from that's from 40 to 20. So did everybody see it go longer? Everybody see it go a wee bit wider? I'll just move forward a bit so you can see just the, you won't see obviously the length change, but you'll see a wee bit of the width change. So you see, even like the tread and everything just opens up and widens out, but you're also getting that length. So it's kind of like, I know it's super simple and everything, but it's actually just really good to see why you do it from that side of it. So that's from 40 down to 20. Obviously, if you needed more traction, if you're on sand or something like that, you're going to do it a wee bit more. You're going to get a wee bit wider, but then you also start to think about, going to fall off my rim or that sort of stuff. Okay. The other thing about going down to 20 or to a lower temperature, lower pressure, it does bring the side knobs out a bit, which is really good when you're thinking about in the ruts you're going to be in today. You're not getting any traction. Actually being up against the side of the actual rut can give you a wee bit of traction as you're going around, so it's not under the mud. It's actually driving on the side of the rut here and here, as well as at the bottom. So that's good. That's also why knowing the width of your truck, well, I've got you to drive on that line today from that side of it. Right, so just a hands up, who's got winches? Everybody's got a winch, put your hand up. Okay, who's used their winch? Keep your hand up. Who's maintained their winch and knows if it actually works? who's got batteries in their remote control and know that they work? Winches. Right. Again, one of those things just to make sure before you're going out, make sure that you just come around the front. Rescue somebody else will need to be rescued. You want to make sure that you're in the best position to look after yourself and help others. So make sure you've got things set up. So you know, like for me, because my recovery points are down low, I've got a bridle there ready to go. So somebody doesn't have to, you know, be digging into the mud, and in this case, you know, trying to find them. It's easy, it's nice and easy for them to get. You even here, you'll be able to like lean over the truck on a, you know, from the side of it, pull it up rather than going, got to get into the mud up to here, you know, sort of stuff. Second thing is always make sure that you've actually checked your winch make sure it's working. The easiest way to do that is just take the clutch off, pull it out, make sure it's coming out okay. Make sure you've got batteries in your thing, and then just clutch back on. And then when you're pulling it in, always make sure you're keeping a lot of pressure on it. Just protects the rope a bit. The last time this winch was used, it was actually used by my mate to pull his son out because he was stuck. And he wound it in, but he didn't wind it in with any tension on it. So if you look here, you'll see that it's all loose. Yeah, that's all loose. Yeah. What's going to happen to that when it goes under pressure? It's going to slip, number one, and it's going to tighten in on itself and potentially cross over itself and lock. So you won't be able to free spool it out easy. You won't be able to, it may kind of catch, put a lot more strain onto the rope and any weak point, you know, in that line. So whenever you do take your rope out, you should do it on a regular basis too. Get your rope out all the way, give it a clean. Clean rope is always a good rope. Let it dry a bit while it's out, and then just wind it back in under pressure. Just attach your thing to another vehicle or something like that, not on the tow bar, but attach to another vehicle or a fence or something like that, and just wind it in so it's under pressure. And it also means that it tends to go in the right way. It tends to go, you know, move itself across itself from that side of it.
Does it normally do that itself? Like,
yeah. If you're going in straight, it will.
Yeah.
If you're on an angle, it won't. But yeah, when you're going in straight, it will.
Right. If you're winching and say the tree you can get at is only off to your right, is that still okay to do it? Yeah, it is.
And we'll look at that today in a couple of areas where we'll go, okay, what tree will we use from that side of it.
Right. And
the other thing also is just think about the gear that you've got. So I keep my bridle up here and I attach it with, you know, like a soft shackle. But would you guys use that for towing? Do you use it for recovery?
Is it looking too old to you?
I look at it and I go, oh, shit. There's a lot of damage on that. Quite damaged. So that's going to make it a lot weaker. So I probably wouldn't, which is why I bring in another one, and that's the one that I use for if anybody needs to go. So that's just the one I use for holding things up, and if I ever run out and there was an absolute need to have one for something else, then I'd pull that one out. The thing is, I keep about 4 or 5 of them in the back of my truck anyway. That's what I do. Stop looking at my truck for stuff. There's nothing you can steal on there. Yeah, you can have this. The soft shackles are really, really good. I mean, and again, when we talk about it today, you'll see when we stop and look at a couple of recoveries, we'll go, okay, well, what's the heaviest thing on this line? And, you know, going from a big D-shackle to that, you know, that thrown at you, even at speed's not going to hurt you as much as me throwing a D-shackle at you from that side of it. But the downside of them obviously is that they do get worn and used, but they're bloody cheap to buy on AliExpress. You know, just go buy like, you know, you can buy like 5 or 10 of them at a time. Wow. You know, sort of thing in the cheap as. So, yeah, that's what I use. Yeah. Well, mate, everything else that is done comes out of China anyway. The only difference is I'm buying it to them, not ARB. You know, if you look at ours, everything is probably China. Yeah. Yeah, that run by Winch is made in China. From that side of it. Okay, so that's just a little bit of starting stuff. I'm going to do now is we'll go back over the trucks and then we're just actually going to look at people's recovery gear and see what they've got on board. Okay? So head back over your trucks. Have is it'd be grab out your food detector for us. So Donna's the tree. Put it around your back, Don.
I'll be the trunk. I've never been a tree before.
So it'll go on that way.
It is a good strop. It's huge. It's actually not bad gear.
Alright. Both of them through.
Like 160, 150 bucks?
Yeah. For the kit.
That on.
Yeah. This was the question I was going to
That's
ask you.
4.5
Like,
mil.
How do you work snatch from?
So we put in a car
Yeah,
seat
you would have a rope on. You would put the rope through first,
and then lock it.
yeah, and then lock it, and then that's how you have it, and then the rope.
So put
the
a
rope's
soft
already
shackle
through.
there.
No, the rope goes around there, so the winch rope will go around there and back the other side, and then you might have it attached to the soft shackle, but it basically just runs around there from that side of it. These ones, this design can be used with a wire rope and a soft rope, whereas one of the ones I'll show you later on, which is just a donut, you can't use with a wire rope. But that's how you'd have it set up. Okay.
And that doubles your pulling power.
Yeah. Close it down, makes a lot less pressure on the winch, which is good.
That's a bit tough.
Yeah, no, where'd you
Yeah,
get that?
very useful.
Oh, what, Fib chips, I think. Fib chips? Yeah, they do all the extends.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Right, who's next? Let's have a look at you.
Really noticeable battery.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm 10 and I'm 10. You know, I went to a tantrum, I debated it and I sort of still think that probably an 8 is better.
it's a rum bar as well, so rum bar 13. Yeah. So you know it's all working?
Yep, just
Right, more.
hang on to that, my tree. Awesome.
No,
You right?
yeah,
You got that?
Take back the one you need.
Switch on. Run the vehicle. You don't run your vehicle. She's out of gear, so don't worry, it won't run you over. Yep. Awesome.
That's good.
I think it's stronger with that anyway over the battery. I know this is my. I don't know if
Yeah, well,
it's different, but
It's the same, but it's it'll make you Right, what's your recovery gear in the back? Recovery gear, what do you got ropes wise?
I'm waiting for it to come from Australia. It's on back order.
Right,
I
so
bought
nothing?
No.
Okay.
Right,
Right, so
still a
for
flat
the for front recovery you're okay, you've got a winch or somebody else in front
Yeah.
will be able to pull you forward.
Yeah.
And obviously whoever's behind you is gonna need to we're gonna need to make sure you set up.
Yeah.
But
so
again,
if
it's
someone's-
good to know.
Yes.
Because then I can think, okay, well, who would I put behind you?
Yeah.
You know, knowing that you don't have that, I won't put somebody without a winch behind you.
Yeah.
So I know that if we do need to winch you back, they can, or do a...
If it doesn't arrive before the Polter trip, I'll just go and buy an XTM kit as a backup.
Yeah. Oh,
So
we've got strops and ropes and everything.
Oh, okay. Oh, well,
Wait,
if we had to begin with, I got a mattress and a bed and a chair.
Yeah.
and a toilet.
Essential. As is insect repellent in most trips.
Yeah, got that as well. If you go to the West Coast.
Okay. What was on? Got the chair. Yeah, the D goes through here.
Yep, they got that already set up to go. You go straight in there.
Couldn't really put it through one of those, but
Go. And then
Yeah.
You're not supposed to put it through a flat like that. In fact, did they say recovery? Did Spirit and Hearing say it was okay?
yeah.
Okay.
I had
I think
that
it's
drilled
okay
out
for you.
because the hole was not big enough.
Okay,
Shackle.
that's fine.
The other option I thought Pete was worth just mentioning height, if you can run that flat skirt. Oh, no, you haven't got no gaps.
Yeah, that's good.
I've got a pretty good.
That's fine. So you got a strap on the back with a De-shackle.
Yeah.
Yep, we've got other strops in there.
Yeah. A couple here.
What size was your toe hitch? Pete? Mine's a 38, can't get it off.
I had a monkey.
You need a big monkey in.
Well, I was checking one at Super Cheap yesterday and it still wouldn't come undone. No, I've had them for a couple of months, but I haven't been up to that.
Axe, that's good to have.
New rim gloves.
Yeah, well, I got the
Gloves.
as a package.
Connectors if you want to hand
Yeah.
ropes to each other.
But
I think I've had these longer than they've had.
Oh, that's a river trip. It's, there's no mud really, no trees, nothing like that. So I didn't bother taking my chainsaw. Didn't really think we'd need it from that side of it. But made sure I had my gummies. Made sure my bridle was on, and made sure there was a recovery on the back end, so that if I did get stuck in a river, I was able to get out fast. Whereas here, it'll be muddy, but you're not going to be stuck in a river potentially, this deep, sort of stuff. But do think about how accessible your recovery gear is. So, an example, all of Pete's stuff's in the back here. If he's stuck in a rut, he's going to come around, get out, open the back up, get into it. That's pretty easy. Potentially, if he had it here, he won't be able to get his door open because of the rut. It might be dinging on the rut. So do just think about where you keep your recovery gear. A lot of guys will keep like the basics just right behind their seat, or even some cases, like underneath in front, so they can just hand it out the window if they need, So if you've got a tree trunk protector, bang, it's there. So do just think about where you put stuff. It does make a bit of a difference. Makes it easier for you because there's nothing worse than going, oh, it's in the back, and we had that on the chasm where we had one of the trucks stuck coming up, couldn't open the side doors, the guys had to come out the windows to get out, and then his toolkit that he needed was right over there, but again, so other people around trucks wise were able to get him out. Cool. We'll see if we've got a winch working at the front. If not, we'll check with guys. Yeah, I've never seen one of those before. It's not connected. Very, very capable. It will, if that gets stuck.
That means I'm very bad at driving.
No, it doesn't. It means that we've tuned it up in front of you because you've got the guy with the big tyres ripping everything up in front of you. Yeah, great.
So you've got numbers on that. I thought he was complimenting. And then he hands me the stick.
That's for the age gap. Or 80s.
Yeah.
Now he's got his up to there.
Okay, where's Sarosh? They need to come here.
Maybe ask them to come because I don't think they.
Before the rest of the guys can come to the front, bring etc. Big par. Yes, you've got to get out of your trucks and walk, I know.
Today, everyone.
Get out of those heated seats, alright.
Come from this side. From the other side. එතන පාඩමක් තියෙනවා උගන්නන්න. කම්බෝට්ස් තියනවද?
You did that on purpose.
You did, mate. You did. You gotta watch them.
Yeah, he waited till I was holding on to his tyre and then he drove.
Right, so where? In here?
Yeah, just try and get to where you think you can get to.
Good luck.
You can use the stick to determine how deep it is to where he is. Ooh, soft by the looks of it. Oh, that's a hard rock there, or a tree.
Yeah, well, it's got a bit firmer here.
Oh, now it goes deep. Oh, he's out. I don't think you can go any further there, mate. That's gumboot depth.
About there, yeah.
Rightio. We'll go a wee bit deeper. I'll try from the side, eh?
Along here.
No, you come out, mate. I'll...
So it looks like we're going along.
I was just doing it last night for some and that's not even serious stuff, you know.
Whoa.
It was just
It's real deep.
Is she soft there? Mike?
That's right in the rut.
Firm or soft? Oh, that's nice and deep. Got a bit of water on the trucks today.
So that's deep in.
It is.
That's the wheel depth.
Ooh.
You're going a bit.
Alternative.
Hey, Pete.
Is it firm underneath, Mike, or is it soft?
Where's Godfrey? He'd go through and see if you need a snorkel on.
Yeah, but he flipped over. He flipped over, you know, high on this side and low on that. And she's went on that.
Really?
Yeah. On its side. In the Ekamatop. That's what could happen here. If you ran along the edge here.
There was someone else.
You need a little bit of momentum as well for here.
Well, the edges are probably.
Right, the edge, yeah.
So what are people thinking?
Well, it's probably.
Well, we
I'd run the
saw,
left-hand tyres down this side.
yeah, but we saw what happened to Godfrey. Well, you were on that trip, weren't you? And he went sideways.
Oh, yeah.
He dropped away on the right over there.
No, that'll be basically relatively even on both sides.
Yeah. Just a bit deep, so what, momentum?
Well, first of all, on anything like this, you've got to think about what's the lowest truck. What's the one that we make it do. So we're talking about, can you get up to about there? You about right?
Yeah, well, yeah, a little higher, I thought.
So, you know, that's, if you're sitting there, that could be, if you don't have good door seals, potentially water in the truck. If you stop, you get stuck. So you don't want to be, if you're in there, you don't want to be in there for too long, number one. Number two, if you do get stuck, you want to get out of there fast. So how do you get prepped for that? Righto, so I'm in the front, what am I going to do? Yeah. Or the other thing I could do is I could, that's why I stopped, I could let my winch out, somebody at the side, have there's a tree up over there, I could have already have the line protector on it, ready to go, you know, to winch. Yep. So, Because I'm figure if I'm gonna get stuck, it's gonna be right across the part where basically this extra part finishes. That's where it goes the deepest. So then the question is does anybody in any of the lower, smaller trucks not want to go through? Oh, there's a track off here. That's why I got everybody to stop here. There's a go round. At any stage, there's not ever any pressure to do anything, okay? Always work to the truck with who needs to learn a wee bit, or
As long as the water's not coming.
or you're worried it's not
What
going to
would
make it.
I tell you off then? What have you got?
That's the other thing is, bigger truck can hook a line on and tow them through. It's a really, really good idea.
Have you got anywhere to tow? Have you got a
I got a factory hook.
Yeah, enough that you can do a static. I wouldn't do a snatch off it, but you'd be static off it's okay. So yeah, it probably might be a good thing. Just hook on and do a static off it. Now here's the other thing is, like, if I go in and I get stuck, how's Sean going to pull me backwards?
I'll get you a winch.
Well,
Cheers. We could have
he doesn't have far that he can go, does he? Again, these are just little things to think about when you come to an obstacle. You just got to think about it a wee bit. So my thoughts on this is I'm going to put both lockers in, and I'm going to give it enough momentum to keep moving, but not try and dig too much up. And I am going to take my rear strop off.
You're going to take the rear what off?
It's attached to the back already, so I'm going to have that, and somebody's just going to hold it at the side. And then as soon as I get past that other stuff, happy with them, just let it go and I'll drag it through. If I get stuck there, then hopefully it'll be long enough to either that or we'll grab another, for safety, I'll grab another rope, a couple of soft shackles, so that automatically Sean can come forward, grab me and just pull me back and nobody's going to get too much with feet. Is that a plan?
Yep.
This could be interesting.
Vengan a hacer esta gente los...
Didn't have those lockers in, you'd have been stuck. No, it's like gunshot. Everyone's standing on the side watching them drop in.
What's it got a 24/7?
Watching till the other,
Oh, yeah.
other one gets stuck.
This is not going to get stuck in this wood. He hasn't got lockers
Holy fuck.
You want to go fast enough that there's a barrel way. You want to go fast enough there's a barrel.
Only shiny trucks are allowed to go the other way. Shiny Where's the Land Cruiser?
He's not gonna pass.
Where about Brett? Which way did he go? Was that his daughter? Oh, I didn't realise. Is it his daughter, wife, partner? Partner. So keep momentum once you get, keep going.
Can you hear?
Right, we're ready for you. Keep your momentum. Woohoo!
Move forward.
Sorry, got a one in front of you.
You need to go like that.
It wasn't far from going in.
Short wheelbase is turtled on this. So I went up onto it, basically sat on the skid plate, back wheel spinning, put the front locker on, drove backwards, and I was able to get down. So what are my options here? Pick it off.
Winch.
Option 1. Option 2. More momentum, yeah. Could damage something, but still able to do it.
Winch.
Option 3. Bit late now, mate. I can't get out of here.
To get to the track. Winch.
Option 3. Winch, still going to be dragging it, aren't I? But yeah, I'll get through.
Looks like you break something.
Next option.
To get to the track.
I'll lift that way a little longer, lift me up. It's not going to
Put some logs down or rocks.
Put some logs down. Pull up the deck here. This is what's causing me the problem. It's this part here. It's that low drops me into it, and then I can't get up. So pulling these parts up on this side, and that side with logs, wood, dirt from the thing. Max Tracks. Oh, anybody got Max Tracks?
You have, mate. You've got 2.
You don't need
Should
help.
have minimum 4. Well, hey, I've got 0.
You won the chocolate fish for the best answer.
I was trying to wait for you guys to do it. That's why I keep saying winch.
Thinking I was when he was asking, no, no.
Next thing is bring out the chainsaw and chop some logs.
Oh, then you have to watch the.
A wee bit of height when I get onto it.
Question for you, Mike. Do you think you should have feather leaves before an actual, say, a recovery pack?
Nah, recovery gear first.
Recovery gear first?
Yeah. Particularly if you're with people.
Yeah.
If you're going solo a lot, then I'd probably go with those. Yeah. It just gives a wee bit more height as well. Where I'm looking at it is when I come off the back here, I'm probably going to get stuck on this. So,
You got your gums on.
Yeah.
Mike's rubbish bag.
Rubbish bag, yeah.
Where do you guys from? Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Look. Oh, we're in the front side.
Make it a bit easier for it to just go to the top. Give it a try then, eh?
You need to know how deep it is in this.
Oh, I don't know. So the other side of this too is I'll use strip rear lockers, and as Don said, a bit of momentum. Just not much, there's nothing rear that's going to really damage my truck. Just my ego if I get stuck again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just going on the tracks now.
Same with the items, they're not 100% up all the way up on that hill, you know. Unfortunately, the more electronics you have to look in the Good. Sometimes cameras can be
Right, we've put the back tracks under you. So just make sure your wheel's straight. It is, yeah. Cool. And so you're just gonna basically put it in gear. And just roll forward a wee, just a slight wee bit. Let's try again. Try again. Hey, Frank, can you tack the other one in on the other side? Hey, this has got a locker.
He's got front and rear, there we go.
Front and rear engage, right?
का वीडियो बनाना है गड्डी है ये आ तेरे वाला निकले ओदी भी आई
Give it a try.
तेरे वाले दोनों टायर को मुड़ लग गया है और कहीं लग गया है
Right, we've got to muscle it to the back. Muscle. Bit of weight.
दबा सकता है जान चाहिए
You're going to get on.
So you put it between the two straps, the box that you do it.
You did use it. There you go. Look at that. It's 2 in 1. Too easy.
Okay, pull weight. No, stop. Stop. Stop.
You want us
Right.
to stop?
Got something that is here that can go flying off, so we're going to make sure we're out of the way. And because that's not a full recovery point, it's not a stand. Hold. So it's just a constant pressure one, okay, Pete? Now, right, Pete's in control now, because he's the one who's doing the pulling, so he's the one who's on the radio Okay, pulling.
Out of the way.
Hey, Peter here. I'll start pulling and just give us a shout when you want me to stop.
Be in front of a truck to be able to winch it. You can be next to it or behind it, as long as you've got a bit of room. Grab your dampener as well. Another good thing that Gesh has got, try and have shackles that have a bit of colour on them. Because without that they become a lot harder to find.
What do you want, mate?
And then turn around, come back.
Do you want a soft shackle?
Try
Got one inside.
That's it. Straight down. Straighten. Some unknown reason, we've got to keep moving forward or whatever. So as long as you can get next to him with just a wee bit of space, you can do it underneath the truck, but it's not preferred. Mainly because it ends up pulling up on it, because the winch is higher and all that. It just depends on the angles of where things are at. See it?
Top cycle?
No, I don't think we will. Winch bitch. Right. Why don't you take that down and hook it onto his one. Because we're pulling to here, which side do you reckon we go on? Of your truck. You got two recovery points.
Yeah. This side?
No, you go passenger side, exactly. If you put it on that side, it's going to pull it further that way, and your actual track's going that way, so you want it on this side. So take that back, put it on. Right. Good. Got it. Goes on.
නෑ හොඳයි වැඩයි ඉතින් දැන් ඔය වගේ එකක් අපිට ගන්න බෑ ගණන් ඌ හොඳ ලාභයක්
This concept
ඔව් that's gonna
මේක පොඩ්ඩක් අඩු tube series එක පොඩ්ඩක් අඩු.
මම හිතන්නේ මේක 1400 බලනවා
නෑ tube series.
එතන ආව් මෙයා කරන්නේ
Pretty deep.
Oh, there's chance.
Right, so we're going to dampen over this one. We're going to dampen over the other one. Two lines, so you put them on both. Just a bit of weight, Get a driver in there.
yeah driver
Okay. Winching. Stop. Okay, just hold there. Nobody's doing anything. Nobody's winching. So what have we got here? Yeah. What else?
We're the way.
the rope could broke
Right, the brake, yep. Shackle for brake? Yep. Shackle brakes, where's it going to go? Pretty much towards where everybody's standing. Probably where you don't want it. We might even want to move the patrol out of the way in case it wants to get across the window. Right, everybody down the way. Stand.
Pagan. Pagan yan. Oh, Dorohan.
Yeah, that'll do. Just close the door in the back.
Are you on 11? Yeah, 11. Oh, okay. So he wants you to do, which I was probably saying, he's just going to say, I'm pulling, just keep a bit of forward momentum, keep your wheels spinning, but not super hard or fast, just enough to try and get traction. What you're also going to want to do is we're going to have to look at where your front wheels are to make sure that they go. So you're actually going to want to go driver's hand down a bit on your front wheels.
Copy, so everybody's clear. That, if it goes, it's going to have an arc probably around to you.
Winching. Down, Trevor, driver's side down. Right, so now we're on too much of an angle, so we can't use that tree anymore, so it'll just pull you sideways.
A bit of of a play and do some other bits and pieces, we'll do that. What we will do is I'll find an area and we'll get the high lift down and just show high lifting, how to use the high lift. And possibly if somebody wants to put the land anchor in, we can do that as well. So just have a little play around here, watch out for all the other trucks obviously. The tracks going on the other side, it's a wee bit unnerving, but you can't see, so it's good to kind of like just scope that and then actually just...
Oh, cinematic dah.
That's your coffee. Huh?
So what it has, it's basically a big screw, like screws about this long, and attached to it is a wire cable. So what it does is you screw it in, you get it all the way down as far as you can. You want the wire cable in basically so it's the eyelet sitting not far off the top of the dirt. Then when you push against it, you're pulling against all the dirt. You're not actually using the rod, you're pulling against it. So see how it's pulling? So it means it's not in deep enough. But what we're doing is like, if they do that, then it'll move potentially the rock that's underneath it, and they can give it another try.
Oh, so it's sort of helping like a tail.
Yeah, basically just
He's getting a workout after.
what you want to aim for is you want the eyelet to be at ground level.
Yeah.
Yeah?
What about on an angle? Instead of having the pole vertical.
I think they're getting down to the point where he's hitting rocks and sand. Bang it down really.
On that chasm truck, Peter, wasn't it? That's vehicle still with us.
Oh, he smashed it.
Yes, that's was that it? So he's going to hit the ground, or is that yours?
Sorry, mate. Bit dirty, fella.
You're not going to try again?
You just have to go down to the beach. You got trees around here, you need a beach.
Right, a couple of guys go down and help them with the turning. Away you go.
Set the pole on the angle.
Doesn't really make a difference because ultimately it's about getting the wire down. The depth of the wire is what's the important part.
Weighing anchor, isn't it?
You guys want to give it a go? Oh, we're going to
Because they sing a sea shanty.
Yeah. Because I'm a good shit there, that's fine. Come on, maybe a wee bit raunchy. You get down and you hit the rocks. Got past it.
It's going on the other side of the rock. They just keep on partying.
I can hear it from here. Boy, come on, this is serious. You're stuck. Keep going. You've got to keep going until the the eyelets at the ground.
I think they just contributed to the rotation of the earth, but they get a bit longer.
Oh, okay. Where's that eyelet? Under? Keep going. Lift it up a bit, get a log or a neck track or something like that underneath it. So think about where you want to lift it. Okay. Also think about what you want to lift. So if you want to change the tyre, obviously you don't lift off the tyre. If you want to use off the sills or off the back or something like that. I've also got a lift that actually goes on the tyre. So put that through there and it lifts off that. So it's nice, stable, point to lift and nice and easy from that side of it. Obviously, when you're lifting the tyre, you're lifting the axle and everything as well. A bit heavier, but also it lifts the truck a lot higher. If you lift off the sill, you're lifting the suspension up and it will stay on the ground for quite a while. Okay. Second thing is they have a small base. If it's hard ground, it'll probably be okay. This will probably be okay actually ground-wise. But I always just carry a board, piece of wood, anything flat basically. Try and spread the weight of it. Next thing you always got to think about is the lever. Lever goes out quite a way. So you've got to think about where you're positioning it. So if there's a bank, it's a bit harder. If it's a rough or something, it's a bit harder as well. You might have to dig out a bit, something like that. So you've got to think about where that goes. And then finally, obviously, safety is these things. They're good and they lift, but if they are unstable, they're going to do that. Okay, and then it's going to fall off the jack. And then if anything's near it or somebody's underneath it or something like that, so always think about safety. One of the things I always recommend is if there's a couple of you, somebody's working on something, one person standing there, just holding the basin. Okay. So
What's that red knuckle for at the top, that red thing? What's that?
I can show you what you can do with that.
Now be polite.
Now, if you're getting your sills done, some people are going to go get rock sliders. Come here. Bring your finger under the bottom of mine. Just run it along. Run that way. What do you feel?
You've got welds.
Exactly. I've got two welds there.
No,
So
not
there's two welds right there. So put your fingers either side of it. Exactly. That's exactly what it's for. It's to stop it sliding when it's wet.
So I don't have to put a flat plate or a weld that on. I could just do it with welding.
Yeah, just a couple of welds. So yeah, so just a couple of welds there, so I know where they are. I could probably even, if I wanted, put a mark there. But that's basically where I'm going to do the.
That's a beautiful area, but that's become quite.
So how did you pull up that? Did you stick another lever?
So then it's just down. Put on it. So it's not going everywhere.
I mean, like, I missed this one.
Just like that, and leave it over there.
Oh, really? Yeah, I was part of it. I ran a motorcycle and mountain bike maintenance club up in
On one of those days, aren't I?
Yeah, when Ross got into it. I've been looking for a G2 for quite a few years. It was actually one of them I thought I'd run a bit on the G2 now.
Right, so lever up, engages it. And now it's engaged. I'm just checking that it's in the right place. No. Got lever off. Move it across just a
I've got the rock
fraction.
sliders up.
Right, so that's in place. Good straight angle. Looks pretty straight that way. So she's pretty much good to go. handbrake on, same as any time you're jacking a car or anything like that. Make sure everything's locked so nothing can move. And then the high lift jack's super simple. It's just a matter of taking it all the way down and you'll hear it click. Double click. Now I'm keeping my hand on the top of it just so I can feel if it's moving. But sometimes you might need to use two hands once you start to get the weight onto it. So, see it's lifted up quite a bit. Show how much my truck can flex. So again, you know, like you imagine if you needed to, you know, get something underneath or something like that, you know, you're good. Again, if you're pulling off the tyre, you're taking the whole thing up. The hardest part on the high lift jack is actually getting them down. So a lot of pressure on that now. Oh, the other thing too is if you're ever in a situation, I don't think you, very rarely, I can't think, although you actually were pretty close the other day, weren't you, with the thing?
Yeah.
You've always got to leave a hole at the top so that when you go to take the pressure off, it's got somewhere that it can go up to, because that's what it does. So when you go to push on, to there, it needs to be able to click through the next one if you can't. So that's where you're at. So to let it down, let's take the pressure off, leave it down. Okay?
And let the handle go.
And don't let the handle go. And then control it. Same thing, just same thing in reverse.
You mentioned where not to stand, especially if you're a guy. I've seen people do it like front on and then it's gone.
So it's super easy. And then once it gets down to a certain point, the weight will go off it. Okay, so it's super easy. Now you asked about this at the top. I've never used it, but again, one of those kind of like self-recovery things that I carry. My door's sticking.
Oh, it's locked.
No, it's not locked, it's just sticking.
It's a Toyota.
Because I'm on an angle.
I should never have gone away from this split.
Oh yeah.
Bit of it goes on there, through there. I'm not going to do it because it's bloody hard to pull. Yeah, quite often.
Oh, I see. So if your winch is broken,
Yeah.
you can get
Just a little bit of wiggle.
Well, where'd you get the chain?
The kit that just all came together.
Never ending, mate. You just always got to buy one. Hey, you're right.
Again, if you got to do a whole lot of stuff on your own, stuff like this is good to have. You don't need it if you're in a club, because you've got a Land Rover or an 80 series here. You know, it's like you're always going to have something.
That's the only reason I like it.
Right, so this would go on to the truck, which in this case is going to be you. So just imagine you're out somewhere. Alrighty.
Quite funny, the first time I ever went to a meeting, I knew you asked him to stand up and say, you know, who I was and what I
So,
did, and I said I was going to miss him.
It's attached at that end.
He said, oh, don't worry, Don, it's going to pull you over to pull you out.
Okay, it's attached at that end.
He got turtled and I pulled him out, and then he got turtled again and pulled him out again.
And then he would be winching forward, you know, like winching it, and it'd drag it up. Yep. Okay. Now, when you fixed it to the tree, so there, you fix that on as well. Okay, so that is now all solid with the tree. Can't move. This is all up on the chain. Can't move. That holds that. One more turn of it, which then loosens that off. Now you can, so this is now fixed and solid. Right, so this is now solid. Back down to here. It's a lot easier when it's under tension, obviously.
Come on, 80, you can do it.
That goes on there, and you start again. So you've pulled up that distance. You see?
So she's a 4 or 5, 6, 10, dark, it'll be dark when you're recovered finally.
Well, you'll be recovered. And then you do the same thing, so it just repeats. So, again, it's one of those things I've never had to use. But it's, again, it's a bit like the Max tracks. You know, I've had them on my truck. I've never used them until today. You know, but it's good to, if you've got the stuff, to actually get it out and, you know, use it, play with it. Do it in this kind of environment where it's a bit safer. You know, it's the last thing you want to do is to realise, oh shit, I don't know how to use that while you're out in the middle of nowhere and it's getting dark.
Mm.